This week's Piltch Point with Avram Piltch is proudly powered by Newegg. Whether you're building a new computer or upgrading an existing one, Newegg has all the parts and pieces to make it easy for you. Whether you're looking for components like a video card, a power supply, motherboard and processor, or your more final products like a full laptop, a gaming desktop, or just a monitor, you can find them all by going to piltchpoint.live/Newegg. So we talked earlier, Avram, that now is the time for us to be seeing new products, and I am hoping you've got one there with you.
I do. So this is something that they were showing at CES. It's out now. It's from the Sphero company, which you normally associate with making ball-shaped robots, but this is something else. It's called Specdrums. So first of all, we have this mat here, but the mat is not actually where all the magic happens, but it does give you a whole bunch of colors. The magic all comes from this ring. So what Specdrums is it's this ring, which is a Bluetooth LE ring that has a color sensor in it. And then it pairs with your phone or tablet with this app called Specdrums Mix. And in the app, you've got all kinds of different sound schemes that you can choose from, including, let's see, I'll go with, well, let's see, what should we go with? Electro dance. So when you do it, what you do is you look on the screen, you see something that looks just like the mat here. But what happens is when you're paired, let's see, am I paired with my phone? Yes, I am paired. So when I wear this ring, I can play this music by hitting any of these colors with my fingers. So let's see. So if let's up the volume here. So may or may not be able to hear it. Let's see. But you can also, now here's the catch though, you can also do it with your finger. So, in effect, all this is doing is being a color sensor. Mm-hmm. But you can make some pretty cool music with it. You may not like the light in my room or something here because it's connected.
I think it's the shadow coming from your hand that's changing the color.
Oh. Now, here's something that's really interesting to know, folks. This thing here, not needed.
Right.
It's cute. But as long as you find something that has one of these colors, and unfortunately on the webcam the colors aren't coming through so great, but if you find something in your room, in your clothes, and anywhere except don't tap on the screen, that doesn't work. But anyway, if you find, like if it's got Isaac, that was the first thing, my son, that was the first thing he tried. But, there's a green one, right? If you find something green around, here I'm tapping on the green, it will make it play.
Yeah.
And of course,
yep.
It also does it also plays loops here. Sounds a lot like Sorry for Party Rocking.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, and they've got one that's like a retro arcade one, and you can also record your own sounds. Mm-hmm. And it's fun. The Sphero Spectrum, now this is made to sort of teach kids a little bit about, get them interested in music, get them interested in tech. It does not teach programming skills, as you can see, because what's the program?
Right.
Now, theoretically, let's keep in mind that the music part is just an app. The piece of hardware that they give you is a color sensor. So now you might be wondering, my first question to Sphero when I saw this was, do you need the ring? Could you just download the app and do this? And the answer is yes and no. They have fixed it so that you can't launch the app if you don't have the ring connected.
Okay.
However, once you have the ring connected, if you just wanted to do this, you could. Now, I'm not totally up on all the music apps that are available for Android and iOS, But my guess is that there's probably other apps out there that would do this without the ring.
Yes.
That one could get. That's my guess.
Yeah, there's all kinds of beat makers.
You know, so I think what's special is the color sensor, and the fact that you have a color sensor on this like Bluetooth LE thing, which I think they said lasts about 2 hours. And my son, I played with it for a long time, and the battery didn't go down at all. So that's good, and you know, it charges by micro USB. Now, what I'm looking forward to with this is when and if they come out with an API or something where you could program other things to take input from this.
Yeah.
So, you know, for example, let's say you had a Sphero robot, and then you could fix it so every time you touched green with this, the robot would go forward, and every time you touched like red, it would stop moving or something like that.
That would be so cool.
Like there's a lot of, right, because you could, you know, so what now they did not say they're going to do that, but when I talked to them, they said, oh yeah, we'll come out with API for this. If they do, I will definitely try to spend a weekend trying to make it work. Now, I mean, granted, you know, for those who aren't electronics hobbyists, let me tell you, you can get color sensors in the world. It's not the first thing in the world to have color sensor, right. But I have not seen anywhere a color sensor this convenient and wearable.
Yeah.
Where it's Bluetooth LE built right into it. You know, you can kind of put it on your finger, you know. So those of you looking to give it as an engagement ring will be happy to hear it only costs $65. You know. And
if you wanted to have matching rings as that engagement ring, yeah, $99 for a pair of them.
I'm telling you, it's a much better deal than any of the diamond or gold stuff out there. First of all, this does something, okay? Those don't do anything. I mean, do you think about like the gaming system that you could buy somebody if you took all the money that you were going to spend on like expensive jewelry and spend it on tech, you know? So you could just give that special person this ring, and you know, then they can detect any color you want, you know. In fact, you think of the API engagement you could do with this. Like, hey, here's a ring. You want to know what message I'm trying to send you with this? Tap this color.
Put together like a whole scavenger hunt kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe you use it for a promposal or something.
That would be fun. One of the things that I thought was really cool about the product is that the colors, you can reprogram what the colors are that you're sensing for based on the things around you. So you don't have to go look for a thing that's one of the colors on the board. You can reprogram it and touch, say, I want to change this green, and then touch a pear or something, and it'll pull that color off of the pear and turn it into the sensor color. That was something that I thought was pretty cool, so that you can literally build your own color palette or your own color pad if you wanted to.
Yeah, you know what else is pretty interesting about that concept? Again, going to the API part. Sorry, folks. I know this is meant to be a child's toy, but my child, the 6-year-old, you know, when he saw this, he enjoyed playing with it very much, but he was like, I wish you could do more with it, and you know, a little bit, because he's all into building robots and everything. And I was like, well, what if I could make this control one of your existing robots by touching a color? And he was like, oh man, you should do that today. I was like, well, I would have to really try and figure that one out, because there's no documentation on how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I might be able to use I haven't tried this yet. I might be able to use a Bluetooth sniffer or something to see what signals it's sending back through the air, and then try to reverse engineer like what it's sending. But, you know, here's the other thing you could do with this potentially. You could possibly use it to grab colors for, I don't know, color matching things. I don't know how good it is for that. We'd have to try it, but like, you know, you ever see something like, oh, I want the paint. I like that color paint or something. You know, what if you could just tap this against whatever, and then it would give you the hex, like, you know, the hex code for that color, or the RGB for that color.
Oh, I am mad that I don't already have that capability.
Now, what I don't know is, since I'm not an artiste and color specialist, whether like if there's some level of bits or what, like some level of accuracy that it's going to need that this ring doesn't have.
Sure.
But I certainly give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure. I love that idea. I already want to be playing with it.
Yeah. So this is a situation where I don't know. To me, the tech is actually more interesting than the application at this point. But the application is fun. $65 or $99 for two of them is really not bad. Kids will have fun with this. It is definitely compact, unlike a lot of musical toys that some people have bought my son that take up a lot of space. You got this and you got this and that's it. And so good news is it's not going to eat up a lot of space in your house. And all of the noise comes from your phone or tablet. So, if you can lock down one of those, you can lock down the noise. So that's just my look at the Sphero Specdrums, available now for $65 and $99. Our full review of that should be going live soon. But I gotta say, it's pretty fun, and the potential is really big.
Well, I obviously I'm excited by it. We talked before the show that the product, or maybe even at the beginning of the show, it got started at Collision, which for me is even makes it even more exciting that I get to see something that was a startup, at Collision, which is becoming one of my favorite shows of the year, turn into this really cool implementation with the partnership with Sphero. So that's always cool to see. So good for them, and it's a cool product. Obviously, we've sat here and come up with all kinds of cool additional uses for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to think of what you could do with it, and all it really is a color sensor. But you don't really get one in this form factor. So, it's fun. It's fun to think about things like that. I'll think about. So this week, stay tuned for Tom's Hardware. You'll be learning about this, and you'll be learning about Raspberry Pi. So two things you can have fun with that allow you to have fun with sensors.
Yes, indeed. Well, I look forward to seeing the full review, and I think I've been looking forward to that interview for a while, so definitely can't wait to see those out in the wild.